We've all seen Ezekiel Elliott do this before a football game, right? He's on the field and he's going and hitting his pregame ritual stretches. Well, I bet it's safe to say that we've all tried to do what he's doing right now before our own exercises. And that was me. Hi, I'm Anthony Townsend. I've been exercising for about 3 years consistently now. And before all of my exercises, I was trying to do what he's doing, which is known as static stretching. He's not moving and he's getting a deep stretch. Well, I developed some injuries in my knees and my lower back. And then I learned about dynamic stretching. So today I hope to enlighten y'all on what dynamic stretching is and how it has benefited my life and my health and my exercise life. So today we're going to go through 3 things. Number 1, we're going to define dynamic stretching and how it's different from the stretching that Ezekiel Elliott is doing right here, static stretching. And then we're going to get into the 2 main benefits of what dynamic stretching can do for you. And then number 3, I'm going to leave you with some practical dynamic stretching exercises and warm-ups that you can do before your own exercises. So let's get into it. So dynamic stretching, what is it? We all know that there's another type of stretching, static stretching, which we saw Zeke doing. So there's 2 main types. There's dynamic and static. What is static? It's what we all know. You're in one spot, you're going for a deep stretch, elongating that soft connective tissue, and really just lengthening out all of your body parts, your ligaments and your tissue and your muscle. So that type of stretching is actually meant for post-exercise and not pre-exercise, because it inspires actually an over-elongation of the muscles. It can actually make you prone to injury, which is what I experienced in my knees and my back. So dynamic stretching incorporates less deep stretches and more movements and moving your body in a way that will lengthen you out via those movements to achieve the same goal as what static stretching does. So the definition of dynamic stretching, whereas static stretching is you're in one spot, stationary, and you're going for a deep stretch. Dynamic stretching is it's a movement that you do prior to an exercise that, like I said, it's a movement by your muscles that will lengthen you out, lengthen your soft connective tissue, such as your ligaments, your tendons, and the muscles surrounding those, which will get you ready for your exercise. So, in summary, what we've just gone over is how dynamic stretching is different from static stretching, and now I'm going to get into the 2 big benefits of dynamic stretching. So dynamic stretching, like I mentioned before, it incorporates movement, and as a byproduct of that movement, it increases your heart rate up to a point that you should really be at before you start exercising. So for instance, I start out at 60 beats per minute resting, and after my dynamic stretching, I'm up to 120. And then when I get actually into the exercise, I top out at 180. Now, if I were to just do static stretching or no stretching at all, I would go from 60 beats per minute to 180. So what is that? So in your own mind, do you think that going from 60 to 180 would be more comfortable, or going 120 to 180? Well, from my own experience, 120 to 180 is way more comfortable in the chest, because your heart isn't having to ramp up as fast. So that's the first benefit, is it elevates your heart rate to a point at which it's more comfortable to then when you get into exercising, your heart ramps up to. So the second benefit is the same goal that you're trying to achieve in static stretching, only it activates the muscles and the ligaments and tendons in a way that through movement it activates them, kind of like it wakes them up and it gets them ready more so than static stretching for what the exercise you're going to be doing is. So in review, the two benefits are it increases your heart rate to a level where it's more comfortable before you exercise as opposed to static stretching, and it gets your soft tissue muscle fibers ready to go more so also than static stretching. So number 3, we're going to get in. So that was the graphic to go with point number 2. You're getting the heart rate ramped up to a level that's comfortable, and it gets you limber. So now we're going to go into some demonstration. My 4 favorite dynamic stretches is the toe pull, the knee pull, high knees, and karaoke. So I'll go show you those now. So the toe pull, what you're going to do, take your right hand, grab your right toe, and just pull it and come up on your left foot a little bit, and you can drop it down. And so then from this viewpoint, you do the left toe, right, or left toe, left hand, and you can come up on your right foot as well. So it kind of looks like this full speed. You can reach to the sky and get a more elongation and get you ready. So what that does, all of these I'm going to show you accomplish the 2 benefits that I already told you. It increases your heart rate, but not too much, and it lengthens you out and gets your soft tissue ready to go. And then the knee pulls, you're just going to grab your knee, pull it to your chest, knee to chest. And then the high knees is kind of a fast knee pull where you're kind of sprinting in place, but you're getting your knees as high as you can. So it looks like this. And you pump your arms, and that one really gets your heart going and gets you ready to go for your exercise. And then karaoke is kind of the more advanced dynamic stretching that you'll see. And these really are just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many more that you can do, but this is what karaoke looks like. You're going to bring your right knee across your chest like this, and then bring it down, right foot behind, and then the right knee above again. So this is what it looks like full speed. Your knee, the one that comes up, is going to be in the opposite direction of the way you're going. So my left knee, I'm going right, left knee, and then going left, right knee, right knee. All right? So, finally, I've shown you that, or I've defined what dynamic stretching is and how it's different from static stretching. I've told you the 2 main benefits, which is it ramps up your heart rate to a level that's comfortable before actually exercising, and it accomplishes the same goal that static stretching does, which is to lengthen you out and get your soft tissue ready to go for the exercise. But in a way that activates them to where they're not prone to more injury, so that you won't go through what I went through with the back pain and the knee pain. So in all of this, I hope you will learn from my mistakes and maybe incorporate some dynamic stretching into your pre-workout routine, and ending off in the spirit of the Nike slogan, just do it and just do some dynamic stretching. Thank you. And as well, here's my images bibliography. Thank you.